Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Friday, December 12th, and this is my morning market breakdown of all these pairs on this list right here, which are basically all the pairs that I do trade. I do save all my entries with my members at the time of entry, but it is definitely not meant to be a signal service. It's a like-minded group of traders that are willing to help each other out. So check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you're interested in that. So I always like to start off on the US dollar index because that basically tells me what to do on all the US dollar pairs except for gold. Gold kind of does whatever gold wants to do. So starting off on the US dollar index, if this is the end of a pullback right here, then the daily time frame will likely may continue to make lower lows, lower highs in a downtrend. Most likely you won't see any big giant pullbacks. It'll just be lower high, lower high, lower high, all the way down. If this right here isn't the end of a pullback right here, then this needs to turn into like a very overlapping pattern over the next several weeks. If it starts to turn into a very overlapping pattern, we'll know that eventually it will probably bounce from one of these fib levels and continue another leg to the upside. So over the next several weeks, we definitely want to just pay attention to price action to see if it's overlapping or if it continues to make impulsive lower lows and lower highs. So taking it down to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, I mean, our most recent structure is way up here. So as of right now, anything we see to the upside could just end up being a pullback to the last wave down. So if we take it all the way down to the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, we don't really even have a break of structure on the 1 hour yet. So I mean, not really that much of a counter trend move yet. We're sitting at the 50% Fibonacci retracement, so maybe it will make a much bigger move to the upside. A lot of the dollar pairs definitely do look like they are ready for a much bigger pullback, especially because we do have at least a complete five-wave structure right here. So overall, I would have to be very bearish the dollar. But if you are a short time frame trader, more than likely it is probably going to go up to at least one of these higher fib levels, and it possibly could even go up and break structure. So if you're a very short time frame trader, maybe you could be short term trading the dollar to the long side via the dollar pairs themselves. Just keep in mind that it literally can just go to any one of these fib levels, break structure, and continue the downtrend at any time. So moving on to the euro dollar, while keeping that analysis in mind, euro dollar has been very, very, very strong. We are at a Fibonacci level, and there is definitely obviously some pretty significant resistance at this area right here. So maybe it is due for a much bigger pullback, maybe not. When the market is trending, you have to be very careful with assuming that the market is going to make a pullback because it can often just keep on going very, very strong. So going down to the 4 hour time frame, definitely no break of structure, definitely no lower high. 1 hour time frame, anything we see to the downside, we still need to assume is likely just a pullback within an uptrend. Yes, we do see a five-wave structure on this also, just like the US dollar index. But just because you see five waves doesn't mean that a trend is over. It definitely can make more than five waves, especially if it's some sort of an extension. So keep an eye on all these Fibonacci levels. If it does, break structure to the upside at any one of these fib levels, then it definitely is back bullish, and you definitely want to keep an eye on more long opportunities. Moving on to the pound dollar. The pound dollar is another one where, yeah, it definitely looks like it could be due for a pullback. We got at least a five-wave structure on the daily time frame, so I mean, it definitely would make sense for this to go down, take out this low, make a more proper pullback, and then later on continue up. But the problem with assuming that that is going to happen is sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the market just makes higher highs, higher lows, and just keeps on trending. The trend is definitely always your friend. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, definitely no break of structure, definitely no significant lower high to vary amount. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, because of all of that, we definitely want to assume that this move down that we currently see is likely just a pullback to this last wave. So yes, we have five wave structure on this too, but like I always say, just because you see five waves doesn't mean that the trend is complete. It's the break of structure that's going to tell you that the trend is over, and we definitely do not have that yet. So keep an eye on all your fib levels. Like I said, if you're a short time frame trader, you could be trading these to the short side possibly. Just keep an eye on your fib levels, because if it does bounce from one of these fib levels, break structure to the upside on this 1 hour time frame, then at that point you definitely want to stop looking for shorts and start looking for longs again. Moving on to the Aussie dollar, a lot of these pairs to me do look like they are ready for a pullback, especially on like the 4 to 1 hour time frame. The Aussie dollar has been a very strong pair, as you can see. We are sitting at a fib level. It's kind of like a little bit of an order block area right here too, so definitely could be a pretty decent area for a pullback. But like I said, we need to be careful in assuming that the market is going to make a pullback. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, definitely no break of structure to the downside, definitely no significant lower highs, very, very, very bullish still. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. Now, this is one of the reasons why I think this one could make a pullback. It's because we have one big impulsive down, and then we have what looks like a possible three waves up. So if it does bounce from the 78%, go down, break structure, then it might end up making another leg at least equal to this leg. So it could end up possibly being a decent little sorting opportunity, just very, very, very counter trend. And when you come up with a counter trend analysis on the 1 hour time frame and all the other time frames are in an uptrend, oftentimes what happens is you go short and then it just shoots right back up because every other time frame is in a very strong uptrend. So even though a lot of these pairs do look like they are ready for a counter trend move, there's definitely no evidence of that happening yet, and the trend is definitely your friend, those higher time frame trends. Moving on to the Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar had recently broke the weekly time frame structure and the daily time frame structure way back here. So, at some point you get a break of structure, then a decent pullback, and then the continuation. So I'm hoping that this does make a pullback over the next couple of weeks because that would be a nice trade right there for either a wave three or a wave C. Hopefully it's a wave three, and hopefully this right here is the end of a correction on the weekly to monthly time frame. So going down to the 4 hour, definitely no evidence of a counter trend move yet. No break of structure down, no lower highs. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. I mean, if you throw your Fibonacci retracement out here, which I guess we can do that real quick. I know I don't normally trade the Kiwi dollar, that's why I don't keep up on this one quite so much. So put your Fibonacci from here to here. If it does break to the downside at one of these fib levels, then definitely you can try to take it as a sword if you're a very short time frame trader. But just keep in mind that you are going to be fighting the trend on every other time frame. So it could go down a little bit, but then just go down, grab some liquidity, and just shoot right back up. So definitely keep in mind that the higher time frame trend is definitely still up. Moving on to the US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD has been very strong to the downside. I mean, I'm assuming that this is a wave B, but it could just be the continuation of the downtrend. I mean, it could just continue to make lower lows, lower highs the whole way down. Luckily, we're looking for shorts right now, so if it just keeps on going down, then it ain't going to be too big of a problem. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, this is one of those pairs where I would say the only thing to do right now is to already be short from the last pullback, or the only thing to do is would be to be waiting for another pullback to go short again. So unfortunately, if you're not short on this pair, I really don't think there's a trade on this anytime soon. If you're a very, very short time frame trader, and if it does go up and break structure, then maybe you could get a couple scalps to the long side. But just keep in mind, it could literally just make a three-way pullback to any one of these fib levels, make a lower high, and just continue the downtrend. To me, this is not going to be a bullish pattern until it goes all the way up here and breaks this high right here. If it goes all the way up there and breaks that high, then fine. At that point, we definitely would become bullish, and we definitely would be looking for longs at the end of every pullback we see. So, anyways, moving on to US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss is always a little different than the other dollar pairs, but I mean, it is definitely down on the weekly, down on the daily. We got this lower high right here, so like I was saying, I mean, this could be an ABC pullback. It could respect this 78% and go up, but it also could just keep on going down. So for me, I'm not going to start looking for longs unless the market proves to me that this is an ABC by breaking structure to the upside on sort of time frames at a Fibonacci level. So definitely still very bearish on this pair for now. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, I mean, this is all bearish right here. I mean, I would never look at this right here and say, oh, this is getting ready for a long. Maybe it is getting ready for a long. And if it goes down, makes a double bottom, and then goes up and breaks structure, that would be convincing. But it has not done that yet. It could go down, bounce, go down, down, and down, and down. So we are definitely still very bearish on this. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I got my Fibonacci retracement just on the last impulsive down. I would like to see one up, I'd like to see three down, and I would like to see another up to a fib level. And then if all that happens, and then you get an engulfing down, that would be another sorting opportunity for me. So for me, this one is definitely all sorts and nothing else. Moving on to gold. Gold is very strong. It ended up pushing beyond the 78% Fibonacci retracement, which I said could be an area of resistance. Now, gold loves to make flats. Now, if this is a regular flat, my target would be the 90%, which we're getting close to. If it's or the 105%, it can be a target for a flat too. If it's an expanding flat, then it would go up to the 123 or the 138. So this still can be a wave B, and it still could go up, and make a new high on this time frame. This is the problem with gold is anytime you come up with a counter trend analysis, it just makes a big move down and then bam, right back up it goes. So gold is very, very bullish on every single time frame. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, I mean, there's no reason to do anything on this except for look for longs, that's for sure. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, this is another pattern where I would say there's nothing to do on gold right now except for either already be long from back here or to be waiting patiently for another three-way pullback in order to go long again. This is, by the way, a perfect 1, 2, three-way pullback right here. Just like this right here was almost a perfect 1, 2, 3 pullback, and this right here was almost a perfect 1, 2, 3-way pullback. So the next area of resistance for me is the 90%. So I don't really think this move up is over. So if you are like a scalper, maybe you could get some three-way pullbacks on the very short time frames for longs. But in my opinion, the only thing to do right now is to either already be long from way back here or to be waiting for a pullback in order to go long again. So moving on to the JPY pairs, I always look at the JPY basket real quickly because that tells me what to do on all the JPY pairs. I mean, there's really not a lot to say about the JPY basket except for it is definitely still a downtrend. There's no reason whatsoever to say that it's not a downtrend. Even on the 4 hour time frame, we did make a pretty decent little move up, but I mean, this is still lower highs, lower highs. If it goes to a fib level and then goes up and breaks structure, then that would be bullish JPY basket, but it definitely hasn't done that yet. So I am extremely bearish the JPY basket, which means that I'm extremely bullish every single JPY pair. You know, like I use the JPY basket just like I use the US dollar index, except for the JPY basket is obviously for the JPY pairs. I'm long on the US dollar yen from yesterday, and this is another trade that I did share with the group at the exact time of entry. I mean, I still think it would make more sense for this to go all the way back up to these highs right here before we see a big significant turn. But we do have to keep an eye on it. I mean, it could possibly make a lower high. But for now, we are definitely still very bullish. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, I don't really like how strong this push down is. There could be a chance that this move up is a pullback to this last move down because this move down definitely is a five-wave structure. Most of the time when you see five waves, it will lead to another three waves and then another five waves later on. But especially on these risk on, risk off currencies like the JPY pairs and the Swiss pairs, sometimes you get motor wave corrections, which is basically just a five-wave pullback and then it just continues the uptrend. So I am long on this pair and I'm still long and I plan on holding for as long as possible. But if it does go to a Fibonacci retracement level, with one of these blue Fibonacci retracement levels right here. If it goes to one of these fib levels and then breaks structure to the downside, I'll definitely exit my log and maybe even consider going short. But for me personally, I mean, I really only am considering longs right now because the weekly's up, the daily's up, and the monthly's up. I really try not to fight those higher time frame trends, which means I pretty much am only looking for longs in an uptrend right now. So hopefully this just keeps on going up. You know, it can bounce from a fib level and still be in an uptrend. It's just a break of structure to the downside at a fib level that would cause me to exit this trade. And moving on to the euro again, I mean, the story is pretty much the same on all the yen pairs. There's definitely no reason to think the trend is over. My next area of resistance is the 138, which is right around the 183.5 area. So definitely still very bullish on this. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, I mean, I've been saying for weeks on the JPY pairs to do nothing but look for longs. So if you've been following along, hopefully you've been getting some pretty decent longs. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, this is another opportunity where I would say if you're not already long from the last pullback, then there's really nothing to do except for wait for another pullback in order to go long. I mean, for me personally, I'm not a short time frame trader. I'm more of a swing trader. I prefer to hold on to my trades for at least a day or two minimum. So I definitely wouldn't be trying to go down to a much shorter time frame to look for entries, but maybe you could go down to a shorter time frame and get some of these little pullbacks on like the 15 5 minute time frame. But I mean, really, there's nothing to even consider on these pairs except for looking for logs at every single pullback you see on whatever time frame you want to look for logs on. So, and the pound yen, pretty much the same story. Not quite as strong as the euro, but my next area of resistance on the pound yen is the 105, which is around 209.5. Now, it could still be a wave B, so if it breaks structure to the downside at this fib level, it could still end up being a huge turn to the downside. Just keep that in mind. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, I mean, there's definitely no reason yet to say this is over. It kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3 to me. It looks like this could be a complete wave forward. It could be now going up for a wave 5 towards this 105 area. So definitely still very bullish on this pair. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, I definitely have been doing nothing but looking for 1, 2, 3 way pullbacks, 1, 2, 3 way pullbacks, 1, 2, 3 way pullbacks, 1, 2, 3 way pullbacks. Even this right here is an expanding 1, 2, 3 way pullback, little 1, 2, 3 way pullback back here, little 1, 2, 3 way pullback back there. So what would I be doing right now? I would be waiting patiently for more 1, 2, 3 way pullbacks to go long again for the continuation of this uptrend. So, anyways, I am traveling for the next 4 weeks to visit family for the holidays. So, this is going to be my last video until the second week of January. I am definitely still going to be trading, and I will definitely still be doing the members forecast several times a week for my paying members of my website. But I will not be making any videos after today until the second week of January. I'm traveling to the United States to visit family for the holidays. So anyways, I hope everybody enjoys their Christmas. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.